The Black Tree of Life, Artificial Tree of Life, or Qlippoth. Most people have been continually brainwashed to disregard, ignore, and dismiss the energetic reality of massive gestalts of collective consciousness and spiritual forces, as there are many different sentient levels of disembodied consciousness that exist as a quality, theme, and vibration of energy. Any of these spiritual forces or actual disembodied consciousnesses can be conjured or evoked to seek a vibrational match in a human physical vessel to express itself through on the material plane. The trick of these low-level dark spiritual forces is to lie and manipulate the host human's mind to believe that these dark forces will actually be beneficial to them. This is a bold-faced lie, embedded with black magic spellcasting that hides the blatant spiritual abuse of a human being. Conjuring demons and dark forces in ritual comes at a great spiritual energetic cost, which will require payment, usually in blood or tragic death. The person will be put through a labyrinth of personal pain and agony as a result of what has been taken over time from the demonic or dark force. The hierarchy of dark forces have many unique vibrations. This can be the accumulated knowledge in a particular subject, and when that knowledge is coveted or glamorized by a human being, it can attract the attachment of such dark forces. Knowledge is power, and we all need to develop our inner potentials to actualize our higher purpose. However, when people cross the line into an addictive pursuit of mental power and intellectual knowledge above the heart and soul's Gnosis, it can have negative consequences. To gain access to this higher knowledge or power, or as a result, many Luciferian and satanic cult families give up their own children and their children's children, spilling their blood in ritual in order to gain material pleasures or dark source power on the material plane. These rituals are real and have dire consequences, where those addicted to power and greed are selling their soul for temporary gratification, placing themselves in the hands of otherworldly deceivers that intend to inflict agony upon humanity. The spiritual deceivers can be called by many different names: demons, fallen angelic, jinn, shadow creatures, or actual dark, extra-dimensional, negative alien beings. All of these entities are made up of raw energy black substance that is organized upon a principle in the law of structure. The law of structure exists in dimensions of time and space, and some of these instruction sets are energy structures that have been co-created between the anti-life spiritual forces and humans on the earth that have embodied these dark forces. This larger organizational structure is called the Black Tree of Life, or Qlippoth. The Black Tree of Life is exploited using alien machinery and artificial intelligence technology to manipulate timelines, and so it is also referred to as the artificial Tree of Life. These dark forces have also been proliferated by those who employ black magic rituals with the law of structure contained in the instruction set of the Kabbalistic Sephiroth, in which many satanic organizations have used the 10th dimensional base code as their governing principle in casting, conjuring, and carrying out rituals. The Kabbalah tree of life represents the distorted 10th dimensional base code genetic blueprint of the Black Sun regressive lineages, many entities which source from the draconian lines, and refugee races from the Maldek and Mars wars. Judaism Kabbalah is based on the teachings given by the Yahweh Collective located on Saturn, which promotes Saturnian blood worship at the top levels of its pyramid of power. The Kabbalah brought through pieces of the universal Melchizedek intelligence through the partial knowledge that was acquired, and was held within the architecture of the universal tree of life and the 12 holographic plates containing the language of light, the universal creator code. The anti-life forces of Luciferianism and Satanism chose to align only with the principles of materialism and negative ego, primarily following an ideology that glorifies service to self, moral nihilism, survival of the fittest, strongest, and eugenics. In order to advance their power and influence over others, they act upon their whims and desires to accumulate a lifestyle constructed upon instant gratification, hedonism, and material pleasures. In order to gain this enormous wealth, power, and privilege, this encompasses a lifestyle created upon the houses of ego, falsity, blood sacrifice of living things, and disdain of their fellow humans and the earth itself, choosing to believe in their superiority over those they think are weak and stupid. They exist in a death culture that enforces predatorial parasitism of a living host, which is the planetary soul and the living soul of Earth's original inhabitants. From the depths of the darkest underbelly of the dead energy and miasmatic sludge, in which a negative form and shadow selves were manifested from the black tree of life or Qlippoth, exist many hierarchies of low-level dark spirits, a sentient layer of collective consciousness that exists in death, shadow, and reversals. Everything is energy, and herein is the truth of that dark consciousness which seeks to subjugate humanity into misery, agony, and suffering. The darkest black energy aspects which encompass dead light, negative forms, and thus the world of lies.